right, come to order. It's another meeting of the Saturday Afternoon Movie Club. I'm Geoff, the guy who talks first. I'm here with Randall. What's up?
Howdy.
And Bjorn.
Howdy.
Oh, we're doing this howdy thing again? All right, I'm going to Bjorn first next time.
Set the tone.
See how we break this up. What's up, cowboys? You guys watch anything since we last talked?
Yeah.
What'd you see?
28 years later.
Oh, shit. Was it good?
It fucking ripped. I loved it.
Is it 28 years later?
Yeah.
So,
No.
I mean, is it like since the movie?
It came out, I think it's like a year short.
Wow.
That's that one they shot on an iPhone?
Yep.
Did they?
They did. They shot a lot of it on an iPhone.
And
on iPhones.
drones.
But to say that it was shot on an iPhone is very disingenuous.
There's so many lenses on it. And
There,
stuff.
yeah, there's $100,000 worth of gear on it, and they're not recording to the iPhone. They are porting the signal out to an external recording device. They used an iPhone sensor,
yeah.
which is, I know, it's pedantic as fuck, but they set up this rig that's like a half circle filled with iPhones, and the way that they use it is so dope. It's mostly for kill shots with the zombies, where they get someone like right down the middle shooting an arrow into a zombie's head or something, and then they sweep like 45 degrees in any
like
direction.
the Matrix
Yes.
thing?
Whoa.
Yeah. But it's all in like none of it is CGI because there are camera frames that they're just moving through.
I saw the pictures of the rig. It's just like this giant U of iPhones, and I was like, that did make me curious about what they were doing with
It's the way they utilize it is fucking awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah. The ending is very fucking weird, but if you go into it knowing that it's the first of a new trilogy, then it makes sense. And
Of course it is. The zombie movie. They never end. That's my biggest complaint. I hate zombie movies because they never end. There's no closure.
Yeah.
No happy endings.
Which, I mean, this one there might be. We don't know what happens at the end of part 3.
The only one I like is Shaun of the Dead. That's the only zombie movie.
That's a good one.
And I've seen too many to... Why do I still watch these movies? I know it's going to happen. Oh, they still are all diseased.
Bjorn's a sucker over here who needs closure in his movies.
Yeah, just don't watch them.
Beginning, middle, end.
It feels weird to know you hate zombie
movies are
movies
just
and-
middle only. It's just beginning, middle, and then that's it. It's just beginning, middle.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
It's
Train to
never...
Busan is dope as fuck.
Train to Busan is dope. And there is, like, that movie does end, even though there's a sequel or a prequel.
There's
like,
a sequel. There's 2
there's a
sequels,
sequel?
I think. Yeah.
Well, there's the animated one, right? And then the
There's the Peninsula,
Peninsula.
which I think is just a direct continuation, which I've heard is not good.
I mean, I never
Who
saw that
knows?
one,
I
but
didn't either.
Train to Busan was dope all the way through. But they never show the beginning either of a zombie movie. Because there's already zombies.
28 Days Later, they do. Like, you see Patient Zero as a monkey.
Yeah, but the beginning of a zombie movie would be like 28 Days Later or whatever should be a sequel to Contagion. Like the
Sure.
Contagion
Right.
should be the first one.
Yeah.
Like they don't show they always speed that part up
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
they show it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like Shaun of the Dead has a touch of it, kind of like the exposition in the background is happening
Mm-hmm.
as he walks by TV sets or whatever. But
Fucking The Last of Us does an extraordinary job setting up its universe in the first season. Highly recommend that.
The video game movie or show.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's a
those
great
are
show.
popular now.
The game and the show are both excellent.
Very popular. So, what do you think of? You like 28 Days Later?
Years? Yeah. I mean,
28
both.
20
years
years?
later.
Yeah, loved them both.
I saw Freaky Tales.
You told me about that.
So good. So dumb, but so good. It's like it's one of those chapter ones where it's sort of out of order and all the characters, each chapter is on a character, and then the last one they kind of all sort of put them together. They're all tales that are based on real stories from San Francisco
Oh, cool.
in the 80s. They take they really ramp it up and take it into, it's got Pedro Pascal,
Okay.
Too Short. Tom Hanks has a great role in it as a movie store clerk guy. It's awesome. Music's fun. There's it's very much like, it feels like a Grindhouse movie,
Okay.
and like there's portions of it that look like it's like VHS quality.
Okay.
Or not VHS quality, like that old like film, like 16 mil maybe.
Okay.
I don't know my film stock looks,
I don't either.
but it just has that like grainy grittiness to it, and like the bright colors, and then the like, it's got a little bit of those like whooshing. I don't know what it's very like Toxic Avenger or something.
Okay.
You know.
Did you see the trailer for the new Toxic
I
Avenger?
did.
That looks like it'll be a movie.
I'm excited to see it.
Sure.
I don't know. It looks.
I haven't seen the original,
Oh, okay.
but Peter Dinklage looks fun.
Yeah.
I don't even
You have
know
no
what
thoughts?
I haven't seen I didn't know there was a Toxic Avenger movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
there's
new
a new
one?
one coming out?
Or the
Yeah.
old one?
I mean, I've heard of the old one, but never saw it. Don't know what I'm still trying to figure out what you mean by whooshing. So well,
I mean,
I guess I'll watch this movie. And,
like 80s
report back.
whooshing. 80s whooshing. I know. As I was saying it, I was
Like
like,
as a
I'm regretting
screenplay?
this. I don't know. There's just like that,
In what
like,
context?
and
How
then
do
there'll
they
be
use
like
it?
lightning.
Okay.
It'll just be like these. There'll be like swooping
Like an
graphics.
old gust of wind.
Yeah, like that.
Used
Like
to transition from scene to scene.
None of this is helping.
I'm so regretting. As I was saying whooshing, I was like, Bjorn, stop.
Think of it this way.
Stop. This makes no sense.
The Star Wars wipe
Yeah.
at a to
Oh,
it.
as if
Like
so as if
whooshing
that
titles.
digital effect made a noise.
Correct.
Okay.
But also that effect where it might not belong.
Yeah.
Right. The screen
It's-
it's blowing the scene off.
Yes.
There'll
And
be
so
like
the scene on top gets blown off so we can get to the next. All right.
there'll be-
Whooshing. Okay. I don't do a lot of behind the camera work.
Yeah, no, it's
so I don't know all the lingo.
Like saying,
Technical
oh,
term of
God.
whooshing.
Right now I'm picturing that scene and whoosh.
Yeah.
And whoosh.
We'll just put the whooshes in post. Don't worry about it. Oh,
Star
God.
wipe and star
Star
wipe
wipe.
and whoosh and,
And a
whoosh.
Oh, God.
I think I watched that one like 3 days ago.
Yeah, well, Simpsons is on an hour earlier. That was a line from the movie we're doing today.
Love that.
The movie exists in real life. I have not watched anything except this since the last time we talked. I did, for the first time, try to. I listened to a Linkin Park album. There's a lot of talk now, like the hindsight on Linkin Park. I was alive when they started,
Yeah.
and people now seem to talk about them like they're Nirvana, and that was not what it was like at the time.
No.
No.
Sure
And-
wasn't.
And like the hindsight has put a lot onto this band. And then I was in Atlantic City and there was a cover band and everybody just dancing, having fun in this bar or whatever. And then when the band played a Linkin Park song, everybody stopped their group things and became focused on the band as if the band was Linkin Park and they were at a concert and they all were singing along and just so into it. And I was like, maybe just everybody loved them at the time, but nobody ever talked about it. Like, so is Linkin Park like Avatar? Like everybody saw it, but nobody it never fucking comes up. Like, how is Avatar and Avatar 2 are like the two top grossing movies of all time, and nobody talks about either one of them ever? I don't know a single person who saw the second one. And it made the second most money of all time. Like, and so that's what I was thinking about Linkin Park. So then I put the Essential album with the big hit, the one that Apple is like, this is the one.
So, that one? Is
Yeah.
that Linkin Park?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like the song that they played at the cover band played. And I listened to that album, and I'm happy to report I still don't get, like, I don't understand. It's not better than I remember. It's exactly what it always was. That whatever that is, whatever, like the hip hop, rock, new metal,
The new metal thing.
Yeah.
thing, like maybe they're the best of that genre, but so
Yeah.
like
Honestly, I think I'd put Tool above Linkin Park as far as new metal is concerned.
yeah, but I think that like the hip hop part of Linkin Park pushes them into a different
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
genre. Like Tool just kind of feels prog rock, like
Mhm.
just falls more into that.
They didn't have any DJ spinning,
Yeah.
Oh no.
which is to me is
Which is why
like
it
the Limp
works. It's why
Bizkit.
Tool still like
yeah,
it's not dated.
Mhm.
It doesn't date it as much as
Linkin Park.
Linkin Park. Like Linkin Park feels 2000,
Yeah.
and I get whatever. I'm glad.
Also, we were all alive. When
Everybody,
they were.
right?
Have you listened to the Jay-Z mashup one?
Yeah, it's fine. It's a mashup. It's fine. I like the Jay-Z song, so that helps me like that more than I would. But it's still, I don't think it's one of those like that movie Yesterday. Like if I woke up tomorrow and Linkin Park was gone and I was the only one that could remember Linkin Park, I would probably never notice.
Yeah.
Just keep on living your life. That's great.
Yeah.
It's like if you woke up and you were the only one who remembered Shazam.
Right. I mean, to be fair, I've been thinking about that yesterday. I think a lot. It might take me a year to figure out the Beatles were gone. Like I wouldn't know. I don't go search for it.
Right, and you wouldn't know the difference with advertising.
Right, and I wouldn't because I watch as little of that as possible.
Right.
And the most times I encounter a Beatles thing would be just in the wild somewhere, and how many years would it take for me to realize I hadn't heard a Beatles song at the grocery store?
The only thing I wonder if you would recognize all of the missing material off of like Hulu, like all the missing documentaries and stuff that are constantly all over the different
Maybe,
services.
but probably not. I think the closest I would give would be there's a thing in the Method Man solo song, like the Method Man track on the first Wu-Tang album, where he like vocal samples come together, like the rhythm of the cadence of the line. He does it. There's a Stones thing in that one too.
Oh, okay.
And the chorus is a Hall & Oates song. But there's a line, there's a part of the song that is come together. That might be where I'd be like, that sounds different.
Well, here's a question. Would the ripple effect be part of this? Because if there's no Beatles, you lose a lot of other music.
Do you have the Stones?
Yeah, the Stones were around. The Stones had nothing to do with.
I feel like I would notice the Stones before the Beatles being
Yeah,
gone.
if the Stones were gone, I would notice that way before.
I feel like I would
No,
notice that.
I'm not denying that. I'm saying that.
But yeah, there'd still be the Stones, like, because it wasn't just the Beatles weren't the only ones sharpening up the other bands. Like it would have just been more, the Stones and the Who and the Kinks. Like the Kinks would probably be more famous. But the Stones and the Who and the Beach Boys and like the other 60s like big stuff would still be where they are. I think because they were all kind of independent.
That I don't agree with because Brian Wilson was heavily inspired by the Beatles. When the Beach Boys
but he's
got,
not. But Brian Wilson was also wildly talented, so something was going to do that.
I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm just saying like what I'm saying is that if you have the memories that you have now of the Beatles, but no one else does, that means that you would also remember all of the other bands that came after the Beatles that you like that were directly inspired by them that either don't exist or sound way fucking different.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but maybe. I don't know that I would. I don't think the Oasis is going to sound different because they just took something from everything from the 60s. So it wasn't. I mean, that is more possible. Yeah, it wouldn't be the Beatles. It would be maybe Oasis sounds different. But how long would it take for me to be like? I'm not gonna.
No, that's the curious part is how long would it take you to figure that out?
Right, I would just be like, why does this sound different? I don't think I would ever be like, I'm gonna see if the Beatles still exist. Maybe that's why this sounds different. The Beatles don't exist.
What I think is pretty funny is that in that movie, Ed Sheeran is like the big artist, and I'm like, you fucking wouldn't be here if the Beatles weren't a thing.
Oh, for sure.
So the fact that you exist at all is crazy. Anyway.
Yes, that movie. Never mind. I'm sorry I brought it up.
It's all right. I just don't have a horse in this race.
Anyway, I don't really care for Linkin Park. That cover band was good though. Very good.
What else did they cover?
I mean, are you serious? I watched them for like 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
They did that Journey song. They did Taylor Swift had the same effect on the crowd that Linkin Park song did. And then everything else was just people having fun and whatever. I probably recognized 3 songs.
Okay.
The 3 I mentioned, Taylor Swift, Journey, and Linkin Park. And then songs. They did a good job with all those other songs. You know, a bunch of 80s stuff, probably, you know,
Yeah.
Def Leppard or Bon Jovi or whatever. I'm sure Bon Jovi got played. It was New Jersey.
Living on a Prayer. It has to. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in every cover band.
Oh, yeah, that was a song.
Yeah.
They did do
It's
that.
always fucking Living on a Prayer.
Yeah. Well, how do we, should we get into the movie? You guys want to get into that?
You're the guy that talks first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I already did the talk first part. Now we're just in the everybody's talking part. All right, so the movie we're doing today is Striking Distance. It's the second week of our movies to star TV stars. And this movie, in particular, is just
Lots of
rife with former and future television stars. Right, so here's who's in this movie. I'm gonna do the former TV stars, Bruce Willis and Dennis Farina. Dennis Farina was in that show Crime Story, and he was on Miami Vice. Bruce Willis moonlighting, of course. Then the future TV stars, Sarah Jessica Parker, Timothy Busfield, John Mahoney, Andre Brower. I mean, Busfield, this was 93, so Busfield might be a current.
Say what shows each one of these people.
Right, so,
Sex and
okay,
the City.
so Sex and the City. Robert Pastorelli. This movie came out in 93, so Robert Pastorelli was a current television star on the show Murphy Brown. Timothy Busfield was on 30-something. John Mahoney was about to be on Frasier. Like, the next year he was going to be on Frasier. Andre Brower had it was 93, so...
It's a little far away from...
Homicide, Life on the Street was most of the 90s. That was right after this. And then Brooklyn Nine-Nine was more recent.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? I had another one, but...
Yeah, Frasier's dad.
Yeah, Frasier's dad, John Mahoney.
Yeah.
But also Tom Sizemore, Brian James, Tom Atkins. This is a solid cast. Tom Atkins is from Night of the Creeps.
Great cast.
This is a cop thriller. Came out on September 17th, 1993. Bruce Willis plays a Pittsburgh river cop. That's fun. These things you don't even know about till they make a movie about it. Still don't know if it's true.
So when did Fifth Element come out? Is that before or after?
97.
Yeah, just a couple years after.
Okay.
And then Pulp Fiction, I think, was the next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roger Ebert gave this movie 1.5 stars. IMDb has it as a 5.9 rating.
Bruce Willis's career for me is just before and after Fifth Element.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
For me, that's what it was. That's where I really found a place in my heart. I mean, like I'd seen, what was he in that Mercury Rising and stuff, but...
Mm-hmm.
Mercury Rising was after.
Was it after?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about.
So Fifth Element is your demarcation line.
Yep. And then I screwed up from
Pulp
there.
Fiction, 3 Die Hards. Those are all
I was too young. I was too young. I wasn't allowed to see those. Pulp Fiction was like on a big no watch list for me.
It's a great movie.
And then, of course I loved it once I saw it when I was in high school. But
all right, so Roger Ebert gave this 1.5 stars. IMDb has it a 5.9 rating. And Rotten Tomatoes, 20% critics, 35% audience. I think all of these are a little low.
I agree. I actually really liked this movie quite a lot. I don't usually like cop movies, but this had like all those red herrings, so I'm like kind of like it's almost like a whodunit too, which I like. I always like I mean, I guess that's what cop movies are, but this one really had a lot of those. So
yeah, this one had most cop movies. You just watch both sides concurrently. It just cuts back and forth between the good guys and the bad guys, and you just watch them sort of converge.
Because this is almost like a slasher movie.
Right? But then this one, like, you don't know. You just see one side of the story, so it does. The whodunits are the one side, like, are the movies where they only show you one side. They're not showing you you don't know who did it. But, Lethal Weapon, you know who the bad guy is from the beginning.
Yeah.
Die Hard, there's no mystery to those cop movies. This cop movie has a mystery to it. As this movie was did not do well at the box office, but it did debut at number 1.
What all was out?
The rest of the top 10 list is The Fugitive is number 2, Undercover Blues, True Romance, The Man Without a Face, The Age of Innocence, Jurassic Park, Sleepless in Seattle, Into the West, and The Real McCoy. Oh, there's some other stuff. This list goes all the way to 17. You want to hear it to 17?
I'm not going to say no.
Hard Target, Airborne, The Secret Garden, Free Willy, The Firm, In the Line of Fire, and The Joy Luck Club. Whoa, so John Mahoney was in the Line of Fire, too. So that's 2. He's a cop in 2 movies at the same time. What a guy. Then he plays an ex-cop on Frasier for 10 years. Just got typecast off these 2 movies.
He plays an ex-cop in Frasier?
Yeah, he used to be a cop.
Good for him.
It's the best kind of cop. Former cop. The movie was written and directed by Rowdy Harrington, who also did Not Much Else, but one of the Not Much Else's is Roadhouse.
Oh, okay.
So that's a interesting guy. I don't know. I kind of want to know what else he's done. He was a camera operator or whatever on Repo Man, so that was
interesting.
Fun, right?
Yeah.
Also, it's such a low down the list credit to be in his top 4 that he must have control over his top 4. Like he must have put that in there. Camera assistant or whatever. Like,
I really want people to know that I got the shots on this movie.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
You just look at your list of movies you worked on and you go, I mean, Repo Man.
Yeah.
Sure, I wrote and directed these 6, but I'll put 2 of them in Repo Man. Most of the ones I make are bad. But this is right. So this is Bruce Willis was on his way to becoming some kind of star. I kind of want to look at where he's at right here because it doesn't. Immediately following Die Hard, he makes a bunch of weird, kind of bad choices.
Yeah. Yeah, he sure does.
Like, so going into this movie, his, like, 2 hits or whatever are Die Hard and Die Hard 2. That's basically it, because he used all his Die Hard clout to make Hudson Hawk. Right, the Last Boy Scout, I love The Last Boy Scout, but it was a bomb. Look Who's Talking. He just immediately does a kids movie. Look Who's Talking 2, The Bonfire of the Vanities, Mortal Thoughts, Hudson Hawk, Billy Bathgate, The Last Boy Scout, The Player, Death Becomes Her, Loaded Weapon 1. Those are the movies between Die Hard and Striking Distance.
Damn.
I mean, Death Becomes Her was... I don't know if that was it's definitely like a cult classic. It might have been a hit. Like those people were, all 3 of them were pretty famous. You know,
Yeah.
Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn's in a shockingly low amount of movies. So, like she's done like 25 or whatever. So
Zemeckis also had some draw.
Yeah.
Coming off Back to the Future.
Right. So the movies that were the successful, like, it's hard to call Death Becomes Her a Bruce Willis movie.
Right.
It's a movie he's in. Same with Billy Bathgate. Billy Bathgate starred Dustin Hoffman. So that's more of a movie he's just in.
Mm-hmm.
Bonfire of the Vanities is one of the all-time bombs. Like, just...
I don't know that one. What is that one?
It's got Bruce Willis and Tom Hanks, and it's based on a book by Tom Wolfe. And it was just an all-time disaster.
Oh, okay.
So he was really reaching for it. Like Pulp Fiction was kind of a career reset, and got him back above water or whatever. Because this movie didn't
in slow motion.
In slow motion. So yeah, let's get into it. You want to hit the recap?
Yeah, let's hit the recap. It's a fairly short one. I've got the regular one, and then I expanded into this lots of spoilers because I kind of lost the thread early on. Anyway, recap is about a cop named Tom Hardy played by Bruce Willis. He's an ex-homicide detective turned river cop after his father is killed trying to pursue a murder suspect in a car chase. 2 years after an alleged killer is put away for strangling 5 women, more women turn up dead in the river that Hardy patrols. Very suspicious of how the killer was apprehended, he believes that the killer from his past is still active and killing women that had a connection with him and his old wife. The bits that I'm a little unclear on around the subplot are that shortly after his father's death, Hardy testifies against his old partner for some reason.
There is that happens before the death. He testified against his partner for excessive force, and also his partner was his cousin.
Okay. And also, every single fucking cop in Pittsburgh apparently is related.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the way cops are a lot. Like, there's so many movies where this is true, like, that is just a thing that I definitely know it's true in cop movies. Like, there was a few, like, what's the one with,
I feel like it's all East Coast cop
yeah,
movies,
yeah, for
though.
sure. For sure.
Like, Chicago is the furthest west they go with related cops.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, it's mostly, East Coast. Like, Pittsburgh is not as far East Coast, but yeah, like Boston and New York and Philadelphia tend to have my dad was a cop and his dad was a cop, and this is just what we're do.
Cops, yeah.
Family business.
Our last name's Cop.
Yeah, we're all cops here. But yeah, this is the whole family. So
yeah,
uncles, and I mean, they even threw a third uncle in toward like midway through.
Yeah.
That you're like, what? This guy's also uncle, and then that guy that was just for that moment. He doesn't really come up again.
But he testifies against his old partner. His old partner, I believe, is found guilty because of the testimony. But there's only so many good ways to explain this without getting incredibly in the weeds. But anyway, testifies against his old partner for some reason, which causes him to jump off a bridge. Spoiler, that dude lives and ends up being the killer, which is why all of the women connected to Hardy are being killed and disposed of in such a way where he's forced to see all of the women in his life die because of him.
Wait, I thought he was suspected of being the killer.
Who?
The guy who jumped off the bridge.
No, he's dead until the very end.
At the very beginning, I thought he was suspected and he jumped because he didn't want to go to jail.
He jumped because he didn't want to go to jail because he's the guy that Bruce Willis testified against for excessive force.
Oh my God, that's so funny. The whole time I thought they thought he was the killer, and then when he killed himself, they're like, oh, the killing stopped, so it was him. That's weird. And then it became him. Maybe I picked up on something. That's weird. My mind's blown right now.
To recap, really just the ending, when we have a flashback, and when Tom Hardy's father is killed, we find out that the killer is the dude who jumped off the bridge. And the whole thing of him jumping off the bridge had then become a fake death.
Right.
So there was no suspicion of him being a murderer.
I don't think he faked his death. I think he was surprised he lived. Like, I think he was trying to kill himself. There's a line towards the end where it sounds like even he was surprised he survived that first jump.
I feel
like he was trying to kill himself.
Okay.
And just didn't die. So he came back.
Because he's wearing boots. You jump off a bridge like that in boots, you're gonna live.
Yeah, but like I think for him, we could tell from the whole who's the best cop thing that they keep throwing out, and just his excessive force charge and just his insane personality, that there's something not quite right with his mental development happening. And I think that it's kind of unsaid, but he thought he was going to go to jail for the murders, or he was going to get found out for the murders, as well as the excessive force stuff, and just decided to end it.
I thought it was like, okay. I had it totally twisted. My bad. I guess I knew what was happening. I don't know. I thought he jumped off the bridge because they suspected him of the murders. And then they were like, oh, good thing that guy killed himself because the murders stopped. And then they started up again. They're like, oh, maybe it wasn't him. That's what I thought it was, but whoops.
Yeah, no, because they
him
at the beginning of the movie. What's his face pins it on that guy that Bruce Willis is like, that's not him. So for 2 years, all of Pittsburgh thought this woman strangler had been caught and imprisoned.
Oh,
And then when the
okay.
murders start back up again, he's like, hey, this doesn't fit the thing.
Yeah.
And this guy's innocent. And then the chief, who I thought his name was Tom Sizemore, and it's not, was like, no, that guy was put away. You need to stop looking into this. It's stupid.
The chief is Dennis Farina.
Dennis Farina, thank you.
Yeah.
I know his face. I just couldn't get his name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snatch.
Snatch.
Glad we're having this conversation because I watched a different movie, apparently.
I almost watched Livewire, and that
mean, the
would have
movie-
been weird.
Right, the movie you watched is not good. I don't know why you like this movie.
Yeah. That's weird.
It's because there's nobody thinks he's the killer
No one
when he jumps. There is his mom killed
Okay.
herself, and there's a scene at the end where Tom Sizemore and him are brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and Sizemore is like, I saw it. I saw he was at like I didn't do anything about it. Like he was like absolving
Yeah.
the Bruce Willis character of
Mm.
testifying because everybody was mad that he testified.
Yeah.
And then Sizemore split for a while, came back, got some perspective, and was like, "No, you did the right thing." He was going crazy. He was going the way their mom went,
Yeah.
like losing his mind, and he should have done something about it and didn't. But they didn't. They didn't think that this was a. Like this, they're having this conversation when they still think he's dead.
Yeah.
There's no right because they mentioned that they don't find his body, but they mentioned that in relation to they never found his mother's body.
Right.
So that kind of
They're
muddies
like,
up
that's a family thing.
that it's a clue.
Yeah.
Like it just shows like a parallel to the earlier family trauma.
Yeah.
Like I think like you're supposed to think that and not latch on to, well, they didn't find his body, so maybe he's alive. Like, cause
I literally
did
wrote
throw in the
down
red
that
herrings.
jump would not kill you. And I was like, we'll laugh about that, how dumb that is. And then I was like, oh, he's not dead. Remember, cross that out.
I told Beth the same thing outside. I'm like, that
like
jump's not going to kill you.
like, I
I
mean,
mean, it's not so much the jump. Like it's usually the river that kills you.
yeah, it's probably the river. Or if it's cold.
Like when you
or-
jump off a bridge, it's the river that kills you, not the.
What's the impact?
It could be the impact, but usually it's drowning. Like when they fish a body out of the water that jumped off a bridge, it's the cause of death is usually drowning, not blunt force trauma
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Like it's not like they scoop him up like he hit a sidewalk, but
Yeah.
he's wet. It's so. I mean, they really should have just had the mom be the killer.
Yeah.
If not finding the body,
Yeah.
have that come out. That'd be fun.
That'd be very fun.
the
Instead of
Scream 2 ending.
Murphy Brown's
Mhm.
house painter.
Or a Friday the 13th ending.
Okay, did I also get this wrong?
Yes.
He was a detective,
Uh-huh.
but then after all that shit, they made him go work the riverboat.
I think he chose to.
beat. Okay.
Right, they pushed him out because he testified against the cop.
Okay.
Yeah, like all the cops hated him.
He thought Bruce Willis thought that the killer was a cop. He didn't think it was that cop, but he thought it was like that's what him and his dad are talking about in the first car chase. Is
Right.
this guy drives like a cop. I think it's a cop. He's always one step ahead. He knows
Yeah.
the response times. He knows like somehow it tracked that in Bruce Willis' mind that it's a cop, but saying it publicly got him kind of blacklisted.
Right.
So I think he got pushed out, but because his uncle, Dennis Farina,
Knows the truth.
was so far up the chain. Well, he knows the truth, but he's also far enough up the chain that he was able to maneuver the Bruce Willis character ousting from the police department to just another like he was able to work that out. So he still was sort of a cop,
Right.
but not like he wasn't completely, destitute.
Uncopped.
He still had employment and
Yeah.
whatever, but just not at the same level. He wasn't able to save his job. Also, because he knew the truth, wouldn't have saved his job.
Right.
It hurts him to save his job.
Right.
He needs to shut him out, but keep him close enough to control.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where they put him. all of this, like, when you know how it all wraps up and then you think about the scenes that should give it away but don't, like, there's this stuff. There's the entire scene with Sarah Jessica Parker and Andre Brower talking to each other.
Yeah.
And that just looks like two cops because they don't say what they're, like, they don't say their titles or whatever, but that's still several scenes before we find out she's internal affairs, and so is he.
He's not even a cop; he's a lawyer.
Right. So they're like their conversation. When they show us that conversation, it
just looks like cop shit.
give us just enough information that it looks like two cops talking about a thing.
Yeah. It looks like she is talking to her superior about her new partner.
Right, but it turns out as part of the case against him.
Yeah,
and then it goes to, like, they do give us the info, but in a murky enough way that you only see it when it's the kind of thing a much better movie does.
Yeah.
And this is so close to being a much better movie than it actually is. Like, and this is a movie I like. It's a fun action thing.
And it's not propaganda.
It's 100 minutes. It's not propaganda. It's science fiction because he testified against his partner and his cousin. But it's not propaganda. They're bad. The bad cops are bad.
Like, the cops are bad in this movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird that the one probably good cop, or the one character in this movie that we don't know enough about is like the Brian James guy. The shouty one that's not related to any of them.
Oh, yeah.
The one from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Like, he's a bad cop because he's mad that Bruce Willis testified. But he's also the one guy who's like, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I fucked up. I was wrong. And you're like, well, you're one of the bigger assholes in the movie, but somehow not the worst person.
Right.
Other than the killer, like, obviously the killer is
right. But he didn't actively try and cover anything up.
No.
He didn't do anything wrong.
He was just he did the usual stuff that cops do where you go, don't fucking tell other people about our business.
Yeah.
But, right, he wasn't trying to stifle. He was the only one involved that actually thought the case had been solved.
Right.
Everyone else either was Bruce Willis suspecting it wasn't, or the other cops who knew for sure it wasn't. And he was the one that was like, "No, we solved it. They stamped the case closed stamp. It said closed. They already stamped closed on it. What are you doing? You can't open a closed case. There's no open stamp.
There's dry ink on it."
Ravity's an asshole, but I don't know. It's like not the worst cop.
Yeah, no.
I thought it was so funny when they grab that rug and they undo it, and there's nothing in it, and the cops are all like clowning him, and it's just like, yo, a guy threw duct taped rug into the river. What else like?
Well, I mean, separated from that,
rug.
Separated from that, moments before, probably down that road is a car that's on fire that he just blew up.
Yeah,
with somebody's dead. Gun. Who was driving that car? They never explained who was driving that car.
That guy got away.
The guy driving the car got away.
There's a quick shot of him running into the bushes.
Okay, so there's an exploded car down the street, and they're like, look, it's just a rug, you idiot. But what about all the other? Like, there was like a shootout, and it's like,
there's so much more.
Now's not the time to clown. We got some stuff to clean up. I know you hate them, but you're all still cops. Fucking do the thing the cops do, where you cover it up. Don't take that wet rug and put the fire out. But right, if you rolled up a rug and dumped it into a river, the cops are gonna chase you.
Yeah,
and they saw you do it.
Yeah,
and they're not gonna let you go just because it's just a rug either. They're gonna be like,
why the fuck are you dumping a rug in the river?
Right, dumping a rug in the river is illegal, but but also the whole like there's a murder, whatever. Like they're going to just sit on you for however long they can, 48 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you're in some shit.
Yeah.
They're not going to go, oh, it's just a rug. Never mind.
Like, because that car...
that guy got you good.
He got you, you idiot.
If this guy is just dumping a rug, that means he's not a serious enough criminal to have, like, a stolen car or fake plates.
Right.
Which means they're going to find that fucking guy.
Yeah.
And interrogate the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But the fact that they can't trace him from the car means, like, they shouldn't... clown him. Like they need, because there was also a body, like this was clearly a diversion because the body got found the next morning anyway.
Yeah.
So how many times does Bruce Willis' character have to be right before anybody else in the movie goes, you know what, maybe?
Yeah.
But the only other person in the movie that might think that, aside from Sarah Jessica Parker, is actually the only person who does think that. But the asshole cop, who's the unrelated asshole cop, is the only person on the force that might think that. But he's too dug into Bruce Willis as a piece of shit. Is everybody else knows the word that we know in the movie? Everybody else that we know in the movie knows who did it.
Mm-hmm.
And knows why they're trying to make this hard on him. But you can't even get the asshole cop to be like, maybe, right? It's just Sarah Jessica Parker, who, as far as he knows, is a rookie river cop.
Right.
Until he finds out she isn't. And then is surprisingly not mad about it, but they don't, the next time they see each other is in the cabin.
Right.
So he just has his answering machine message. Which starts with, hey, Joe, I mean Emily, I'll never get used to that name. Never? You got it out pretty
quick. You met her a
quick.
week ago.
But also, it was just a sentence.
Yeah.
Like, you caught yourself immediately. You didn't even get another sentence out before you're like, I mean Emily.
Yeah.
And you didn't say it in a way where it seemed, you said it in a way where it was like, you're being a dick.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, I mean Emily. I'm sorry I forgot your real name. Like, no,
Yeah, you're like a dickhole who won't use pronouns.
Yeah, you did it on purpose.
He acts like he's dead naming.
Yeah. But I mean, I did like that where he's just like, whatever, you're doing your job, and I didn't do anything wrong, so it worked out.
Yeah.
Like, of course they're gonna watch him. He's kind of a loose cannon. I'm surprised, like the way they were like, oh, we've had him under surveillance for 3 weeks. I was shocked that the sentence wasn't, oh, we've had someone on him the whole time. There's
2 years.
Everybody else, there's not even really river cops. This is just a thing we made this up to keep them under, right? It's like Shutter Island.
We bought a boat. We painted it.
Yeah. You guys never thought it was weird there was only one boat? Everybody there.
You guys didn't think it was weird that when that lady was drawing out the schedule that none of those people actually exist?
Yeah, right?
They always call out sick. You're the only one who does this job.
And now you get a partner. Right? It's just 5 IA people pretending to run a boat cop dispatch. 3 weeks is not a long enough time.
So this is Shutter Island.
It could be, right? That'd be a fun.
That's a fun sequel idea.
Right, that would be fun. Like it just keeps happening, and eventually he's got to be like, maybe it is me. Death becomes us.
There's your better title.
It was supposed to be called Three Rivers. But then
Was it really?
Yeah, but then Bruce Willis changed so much of the script, and then that version tested so badly that they had to reshoot a bunch of action stuff.
Oh, really?
And then when they just turned it into an action movie, they changed it because Three Rivers was a talking family drama cop, more like a Copland type thing. Theoretically, that's what they say, but whatever. It's easy to tout a movie that doesn't exist as being better.
Right.
Oh, the original draft was, which I've lost, and you just have to believe me. Turns out that was great. They did say, this is funny, they said on set they called him Orson Willis because he was such a control freak prick.
Yeah, that's he has that. Like Kevin Smith says basically the same thing about him. I think he's just had that reputation for a long time.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense because the thing that popped him off is the thing where he wouldn't have been able to do that.
Right.
Like, so the one time he listened to where people made a movie that he was in, that was Die Hard. And then when he got to fucking push his grubby mitts on everything, that's when Hudson Hawk and Striking Distance and Die Hard 2, that's what those turn into.
Mm-hmm.
Smug. That's why I don't like Die Hard 2 because he's smug.
I haven't seen anything past the first one.
That's
not true.
The best Die Hards are the ones where he's like, why? Somebody can't somebody else like where he's trying to get other people to do it and like not. But
The
Die Hard 2
reluctant.
is a real like I got this.
Oh, okay.
I've done this before, guys. Don't
Yeah.
worry, I got this.
I
You're like,
got
this is not
this.
the vibe. This is a superhero vibe. That's not what you. The thing that made Die Hard good was the line where he goes, "Oh God, please don't let me die."
Mm.
That's what made that movie. In my opinion, it's just that one sentence is why that movie is different than other action movies because you don't really see.
Oh yeah, because he's reluctant. He's a reluctant
scared.
hero. He's scared.
Right, there's no Schwarzenegger movies where the Schwarzenegger guy is afraid to die or
Yeah.
thinks he might. You know, like Lethal Weapon, the Danny Glover guy was like that was his character's job in the movie was to be the one who was like sane
Yeah.
and like this is too dangerous or whatever.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Right, but Mel Gibson, his character, he didn't think he wouldn't die. He just didn't care if he did.
Right.
And to have the Bruce Willis action star barefoot fighting all the guys, jumping off the roof, being scared, that helps an action movie.
Yeah.
And then he just didn't do that. Die Hard 2 was not that at all. Die Hard 3 goes back to reluctance. Where he's like, why is it gotta be me? I'm just what like a lot of us are cops. Why am I the one cop that everybody fucking comes at? It's always
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a really good point.
That's
like
how I
that.
feel about Bruce Willis. And when he did every other thing he did that was great, I guess I never really thought about this, but every other thing he did that was great was something where somebody was making a movie that he was in.
Yeah, because like Fifth Element is exactly that. He's very
Yeah.
reluctant to do it, but he's also that movie does not have to be Bruce Willis.
No, but that movie that's a Luc Besson, but like
Yeah.
he's being an actor in a movie. He's not being the guy.
Right.
They're not making a Bruce Willis movie. Bruce Willis is in
Right.
a Luc Besson movie.
Exactly.
And when Bruce Willis is in a Tarantino movie or when Bruce Willis is in the Besson movie or the Shyamalan, like that's when he's really good. But when he's in a Bruce Willis movie, that's when it gets a little muddy and a little too what is going on? Why is all this shooting?
Mm-hmm.
Like Mercury Rising had a lot of shooting for what it was, for what kind of movie it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think about Bruce Willis. That's an interesting reputation for.
It's being a shit.
Yeah.
It's being a real asshole.
Right. I mean, The Last Boy Scout. The stuff from the set of that doesn't sound great.
Mm-hmm.
All him. I guess.
Can we talk about the song that the killer plays?
Yeah.
The Red Riding Hood song. I looked it up. It's a real song.
Yeah.
The band is Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
Mm-hmm.
They did Wooly Bully is their big hit.
Oh, okay.
And then I listened to this song and it's a little bit like didn't hold up because he's just talking about being a wolf and taking this woman home.
I mean, it fits the profile of the killer.
Yeah, it works for the movie, but as a song,
It's just
it's
a super old song.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people have done that song.
Yeah.
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 But I like a movie with
I liked it.
because like that movie Fallen had that "Time Is on My Side"
Oh, yeah,
Stone
yeah.
song that would
Mhm.
play throughout the movie, and like to have this song as the touchstone of like
Yeah.
to turn just some dumb shit song creepy. Like they gave that song I have an emotional like
Yeah. You
forever.
get chills when it happens.
Yeah,
Kinda
like I'll probably
Sea of
they play
Love.
the song enough that right that song too, right? They do that and
Mhm.
that they play the song a lot. Sea of Love.
That kind of thing, like that trope of having like nothing or breathing or a song play repetitively over a phone call as a clue to something bad happening. I love when that happens so much. It's such a great tool in a movie.
Yeah.
And it works really well in this movie.
And apparently he drives around his little remote control cop car while he's doing it
yeah.
for some reason.
Right, he's crazy.
Yeah, he's an insane person.
I mean, the first time it happens, it's kind of fun because the way it's presented or whatever, it's like seems like a real car and then
Yeah.
becomes the remote control. But then to just have it come up again ever is
It's kind of weird.
It's wild.
yeah. What are you doing? We get it. He's the best cop. Self-proclaimed Jimmy is the best cop. Say it. Jimmy is the best cop. I mean, that's the other thing about this movie is Bruce Willis was just doing the Bruce Willis thing. He wasn't acting. He was doing the Bruce Willis thing, and the Bruce Willis thing up against Dennis Farina and Tom Sizemore, like those guys are better at their thing. Like they were doing acting.
I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but John pointed it out immediately, and I agreed with him. All of the faces that Bruce Willis makes in this movie. Did you guys catch how insane his face acting is in this?
No.
He makes the weirdest, most wild faces when he's not talking, and it was like almost distracting because we just didn't know at all what emotion he was ever trying to convey.
Yeah,
That's wild. No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
Now I want to watch it again.
You probably should, especially
Just-
like the
or
first
just part
20
of it.
minutes.
Okay.
It's like it's wild how many. Yeah, it was a whole thing. I thought you guys would have caught it.
What?
I mean,
Yeah, no,
he just
wasn't-
always looks dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm bummed that I missed that. What do you guys think of the like news on the TV helping move the story forward, like exposition,
I don't mind it.
where there's
I
just
think as far as the telling, not showing,
yeah,
that's probably the best, most effective. That's the
I
most
like it.
effective way
For
like,
this kind of movie and plot, I think it works best.
it's
I
kind of
think-
fun, just him getting dressed and they're
Two
like
people-
explaining the character to
yeah,
us.
I think two people just talking about stuff is way more boring.
Yeah,
You know,
right. I mean, having the news do it makes this movie 15 minutes shorter.
yeah, it just
Yeah.
moves the story along. You know, you
or
don't have to have
or 6 minutes shorter, but a lot better
Yeah,
because it takes 15 minutes to show us all this. 6 minutes of two people just telling each other, which doesn't always sucks
well,
yeah.
and it breaks it up really well because
because the news would exist.
yeah.
Like that's a real life way. We could turn on the news right now and get some exposition.
Right. And it
Right.
worked really well, too, because the first time that happens, that's back to back with another scene of exposition. Because we were watching the news, we hear all that, and then Tom Sizemore comes in and they talk about his brother.
Yeah.
So that's one big chunk of exposition, but you don't know that the first half is that because it's not being done the
Yeah.
same way.
yeah.
Right? They did that. It's another thing where like this guy was better than I think he was better at putting movies together than he got credit for.
Absolutely.
This movie is better than it scores, and it's so close to being great.
Yeah.
So
I like your theory of just recasting Bruce Willis to a different character, and it makes the movie just so much. Or not him
right.
doing
I
it,
mean, we could talk about. You want to do
recast
that now?
it.
The
Yeah,
red herrings part.
Let's
So,
talk about the red herrings because I think that's really interesting.
right. The movie. If you're just reading the script, sets up the Dennis Farina, Tom Sizemore, and the Bruce Willis characters as being possible the killer.
Mm-hmm.
But the audience, especially in 93, nobody is going to expect the Bruce Willis. It's a Bruce Willis movie. So Bruce Willis is not the killer. You don't expect who the killer is because we watched him die.
Yeah.
So I think just not having Bruce Willis in that role, or even if Bruce Willis is the side, like if Bruce Willis and Tom Sizemore flip, then it's more like I would believe, because if it's not a Bruce Willis movie and it's a movie Bruce Willis is in, maybe he is the killer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But if it's because it was originally written for Ed Harris, and then he couldn't do it, so then it.
so good.
But this one's better for 93. The next one is De Niro. They wrote it for De Niro, and then he had to do something else. So then it became Bruce Willis. But De Niro in 93, right after Cape Fear and Backdraft, the audience would buy that red herring too. It might be Robert De Niro's character.
Mm-hmm.
You'd probably be suspecting it the whole time.
Yeah. But because you would never suspect Bruce Willis, that's why it should have been Bruce Willis, because that would have been the real pull the rug out from under us. Everybody, like, this movie would be remembered
Yeah.
if
If they
the
made it
twist was
him.
Bruce Willis,
Yeah.
or just put somebody else. You know, if Kevin Spacey is in the Bruce Willis role, we're gonna watch the whole thing thinking it could be him,
Yeah.
or Tom Sizemore. You switch out Robert Pastorelli for Chris Penn, or somebody at the level of Tom Sizemore. Because if you switch Tom Sizemore and Robert Pastorelli, you're just going to assume it's Tom Sizemore.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta have somebody with the same menace level that Tom Sizemore just has in general, and
Yeah.
then you have a real. Well, it could be any of these four, and then you really on the pins and needles. That's what I think, and you're also not to be. But why is Sarah Jessica Parker in this?
Yeah, she really does not.
She works, but
I mean, she works, yeah, but it's 93. You put, like a Renee Russo or whatever would work better.
Who's the lady from White Man Can't Jump? She'd have been
Rosie Perez.
Rosie Perez. She'd be good.
Rosie Perez, right? Like, they feel somebody that feels more like a full grown up. Like Sarah Jessica Parker that early doesn't, right?
Yeah.
It's just like Square Pegs, Footloose, the one with Helen Hunt, the Earth Girls Are Easy. Is that or Party? Something I can't remember
Yeah.
which one it is, but like just a bunch of like teenage stuff.
yeah.
And then now she's a river cop who's also in Internal Affairs. So she's in her 30s,
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel like
No, she's 21 Jump Streeting the
Right,
river
this
cop.
could have been-
right.
She just looks young.
Yep.
right. You
That's the plot.
put
We missed it.
you put somebody stronger in her role, somebody less Bruce Willis in the Bruce Willis role, and everything the movie is significantly
Yeah.
improved
Mm-hmm.
just by making those red herrings a little more believable.
Yeah.
Because Tom Sizemore was too obvious a red herring, just showing up, like, because he'd been gone. Like, had he been around the whole time, he's not a red herring. But because he disappeared for those 2 years that we don't see,
Yeah.
and then just shows up like a wild man, what's going on?
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
back, and the murders are back. And you're like, okay, this is the one thing I know for sure is it's not Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a couple of things like that, and then maybe a little less not dying at the end. There's like way too many times where he doesn't die,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like maybe have the train do it.
right? Also, there's a scene at the end in the water. I did a little bit more research, and it makes more. We discussed it last night a little bit, but there's a scene when Bruce Willis is fighting the killer in the river.
Yeah.
And he comes up out, and his head is shaved.
We rolled it
it's
back.
It's a reshoot.
It's
That's what
gotta
it-
be a reshoot.
That's what it is. Because the next thing he did was Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
So he's got a wig. And they're fighting in the water, and then there's one shot where the wig came off, and he's just got a shaved head.
Yeah.
And I found a thing online that said that yes,
you
it
did.
was.
Okay,
his
because we
wig
rolled it
came
back.
off.
We're like, wait, what?
Interesting.
Yeah, so they had to do several reshoots to like beef up the action or whatever, and then that guy, he's so surprised that he's still not dead, even though the entire movie is happening because this guy won't die. But I like it. Striking Distance.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Sizemore does live through the end, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I need that to be true for one of the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. Do they even show him again after the fight? Like after they leave the cabin? Like they just leave him in the cabin, right?
I think so.
Yes, I was just trying to remember if he got shot, and I don't think he did.
No, right.
No.
He like ran at him and knocked him down, and then Bruce Willis drew his attention and jumped
Right.
out the window.
Well,
Dennis Farina's
and-
dead though.
Yeah.
And the fact that when he gets shot and Bruce Willis doesn't also get shot, because it's like close range, I'm pretty sure some of those bullets would have gone through that body. So it's obvious he's wearing some sort of vest.
Oh, sure.
Because he takes like 5 shots to the chest. Some of those are going through. Bruce Willis is sitting right behind him.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're saying
when
the killer gets shot?
When the dad comes in,
Yeah,
and it's dad and son, and he shoots him.
Yeah.
And then there's like that moment where you think he's dead, but really he had a bulletproof vest on. Those bullets would have gone through him, I feel like.
The ones that
if he didn't have a bulletproof vest.
If he didn't have a bulletproof
what he's
vest.
saying is the fact that Bruce Willis wasn't like, hey, there's bullets over here now, should have been the clue that the guy wasn't dead.
That should have been the clue, because they're like, okay, he's definitely dead.
Gotcha.
And it's like, no, but those bullets would have exited.
Maybe. Because every time we saw an old guy with a gun in this movie, it was a 38.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And those won't go
Not
through.
really. Not through Robert Pastorelli.
Through like John? Sure.
Yeah.
Right? Hewitt,
absolutely.
Or if it was a fucking
blow dart would go through Hewitt.
Right, if it was like the Desert Eagle or whatever, yeah, it would have gone through even with the vest.
Right.
But
yeah,
the little gun, it's possible. He had a lot of bulk.
Okay.
Pastorelli was bulked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that they don't check, that he doesn't just immediately do the cop thing where you make sure the gun isn't still in the guy's hand.
Right, or that there's a pulse.
Yeah. But you always do the gun thing first and then check.
Yeah, kick the gun away and then check.
But yeah, Dennis Farina, he's for sure dead. Because he got that fun line. This is my favorite line. I just shot my dad. Right on the dock. And then the police sirens. And then the way he like abruptly goes, call me, Tommy. Like, it's like, but he becomes fun for a couple of seconds. I just shot my dad. Oh man, that made me laugh real hard. What was your favorite part? Do you guys have favorite parts?
I like that opening car chase scene, like when they're like flying over that was just
too.
a fun. This
It's
is
a
a
good
fun
chase
scene.
scene.
I also liked when they jumped the boats so gracefully off of that thing.
Yes.
Just,
it was such a lead up.
And they didn't
It was
just
such a
drop
lead up.
nose down. Somehow there's a ramp.
It was like this whole, like the music swells, like there's going to be this thing, and then it just gracefully hits the water. I'm like, where was any danger there?
The smoothest.
My I like right before that part when they're chasing each other in the boats, and there's that. At some point in the chase, the killer stops being the killer or an ex-cop or any of those things, and starts just becoming a guy that's being chased by his cousin.
Pleading with him.
And he, stop it! Come on! Stop it! Like the different, because of their cousins, partners, adversaries, cat and mouse. Like they have all these different versions of their relationship,
Right?
And you get to watch the killer, because Bruce Willis is resolute in, once they're not partners anymore and they're adversaries, then they're just adversaries.
Right.
Then once he's the killer, then he's the guy, and he's like, there is no shift. But to watch the Pastorelli character, like, kind of run through which version of their relationship might, because he's trying to figure out how to get through, like how to get Tommy onto his side.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried the adversary, tried the ex-partner, and then he's doing the cousin. Like, I just immediately think, oh, he's probably a couple years younger. He's the younger cousin. Tommy's the older cousin, and he's doing the younger. Come on, stop it, Tommy. Like switches into that mode. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
A better thing than a movie like this should have in it.
Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff like that. Right, I got stuff.
All right, let's come back with the questions. All right, we're back with it's the questions part of the show.
It is.
Let's do that. Bjorn, you got the questions?
I do have the questions.
Fucking list them off.
All right. All right, do you guys have what were some of your fun actor touchstones for this?
Oh shit.
I'll go with Dennis Farina. The first, it's Get Shorty for me. Like Dennis, I think that might be the first thing I knew I saw him in,
Yeah.
and so it's just always Get Shorty. It feels like it should be Midnight Run at this point. I've seen Midnight Run so many more times, but not before Get Shorty.
It's Snatch for me, for him.
I
always think of him from that movie.
I just know his face. I don't actually have a good touchstone for him because I didn't look it up. But I will now.
And then Tom Sizemore in Point Break for me.
Oh, right.
Very similar role.
Yeah. Wild-eyed possible cop.
Can you guess what my touchstone is for Tom Sizemore?
Tom Sizemore?
Uh-huh.
Reservoir Dogs.
Is it?
It's not.
No, it's not. He's not. Is he even in Reservoir Dogs?
I thought he is, but I don't know. I actually don't know if he is.
My touchstone for
He's in True Romance.
Tom Sizemore is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I tried to find whatever episode that you suggested, and I did watch it. We'll talk about it off air. Okay. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Timothy Busfield is in 30-something. I never even saw 30-something, but
I don't.
it was a big deal at the time, and he was the main guy, I think. I did a panel at the Traverse City Film Festival once. Every year, I would go there with Doug, and they would have a comedy panel of like some filmmakers who made comedies that were in the festival, and then me and Doug, because we were comedians. And one time it was Timothy Busfield was the moderator, and I just remember I made some joke about I'm finally going to get into it now that it's 40-something. I should watch 40-something. Whatever it was. I don't remember.
40-something. All right, do you guys have a favorite location for
Houseboat?
striking
Yeah,
distance?
his houseboat was sick.
Houseboats are dope. I love it.
He's just
Houseboat
living
is
on the water.
Yeah.
I would have just had to have a steady drip of Dramamine if I was in that lifestyle. Jesus. He
Right.
is barely on land. He's a pirate.
It does seem more
Real Pittsburgh
locked in
pirate.
than most houseboats.
We're done. Meeting adjourned.
I didn't write that earlier. I just want to say that. Sorry, what were you saying,
I
Jeff?
don't believe you.
It was pretty sturdy, whatever it was. Like we noticed that when we were watching
Yeah.
it, like somehow it doesn't seem to rock as much as other houseboats.
Sure.
There'd
It
be a
just kind of
little bit
feels like a trailer that's next to the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on a bank.
But yeah, houseboats are fucking dope.
They're cool. All right.
What's your houseboat touchdown? What was the first?
Do you
Thing you
really
saw-
want me to answer that question?
Yeah, which Always Sunny episode?
Yeah. Mine was Sleepless in Seattle. That was
Yeah.
where, because I grew up in Montana, I didn't even know about houseboats as like a thing. Or is there a houseboat in the Cape Fear?
I mean, yeah, kind
So
of.
is yours Cape Fear episode of The Simpsons?
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
that
your
is. They are
houseboat.
on a boat.
They are on a,
They are on a houseboat. It should be that because that's the Rakes episode, man. That's the famous
That's
Rakes.
so fucking good.
Yeah, it's a great episode.
An accident too.
Yeah.
To find out that the rake scene was just because they came in like 12 seconds short.
Is
And
that right?
That's why, yeah.
That's wild.
It's like one of the greatest Sideshow Bob scenes
Yeah.
ever.
It's one of the it's one of the most memorable scenes in 37 seasons of The
Yeah,
Simpsons,
yeah.
and it was on accident. Mine is Wings, the show Wings. Lowell lived on a houseboat.
Okay.
It was the first time. That was probably the first time I ever heard of one. Seemed awesome. Still seems awesome.
Yeah.
I'd fucking live on a houseboat in a heartbeat.
They're just
we
up
got him.
north.
We got him here.
Yeah.
They're here.
There's a bunch of them. I talked to a friend that was looking at buying one, and the HOA fees are higher than you realize. Well, obviously, because you have to get regular maintenance on the bottom
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them,
Yeah.
so they don't, your house doesn't sink.
Yeah.
I always feel like if I lived on a houseboat, I would just live in a constant state of like, am I gonna come home to nothing sometime?
It's
Am I
like
on a
living in
slant?
Florida.
like,
Am I on a slant right now?
like your ring, you like look at your ring camera, you're like, oh, I guess we're like 10 miles downriver. We still got signal.
Right, I wonder if any of those ones on like the Columbia or whatever are Airbnbs.
I almost
Like, I
100%
yeah.
sure one of them is.
That'd be fun. It'd be way more fun to just rent one for a week,
Yeah.
and then you don't have to worry about any of that other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could sink, but you could just leave and be like, sorry.
Not my problem. You didn't do the maintenance on the bottom.
Yeah.
I just think about bringing groceries from my car to the. I mean, like I have a cart, like so that's how you would
Yeah.
do it. But it was just that's your life. Like, damn, I forgot the cart. I
Yeah,
gotta go out to.
yeah.
I got too many groceries. I don't know. I'm so whatever. Okay. Do you guys have like a sequel idea for this movie?
I do.
Or prequel?
Yeah, let's go.
Jeff,
Ooh,
do you have
okay.
one?
No, I want to hear yours.
You want to hear mine? Okay. Hold on, I gotta pull it up.
Okay, I'll say mine.
Okay.
The killings don't stop. He's not actually dead because they didn't
Yeah,
confirm
they didn't show
kill.
it.
They just have a sequel where they're like, "What?" It's still like Bruce's exes are still dying, and they're like, "Dang, this guy really A gets around,
Mhm.
and B he's not dead." It's just the same movie.
Right, he could shoot it. He could shoot electricity now.
Yeah.
It's like Ernest goes to jail.
So mine is about Tom Sizemore's character.
All right.
So he becomes so disenfranchised with the Pittsburgh police in general that he's like, I don't even want anything to do with this fucking city. And I don't want to have any kind of like commitments to anything here. So he becomes a trucker, which allows him to continue to drink and do drugs and whatnot. And down the line, he picks up two tuxedoed hitchhikers named Dennis and Charlie, and he tries to fuck them in a motel room.
Oh my God.
In the episode of It's Always Sunny called The Gang, gets stranded in the woods.
Oh, so there just is a sequel.
There just is a sequel.
There
You're
is.
not pitching one. You're just
Oh.
telling us about the one that
I'm
exists.
telling you how we got to there.
Fair.
Did you have? I already said.
Oh, you already said yours?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't have one.
You don't have a sequel. Do you have a description for striking distance that's correct? Technically correct, but maybe not.
I have two.
Oh, okay.
My first one is a new officer can't decide which top to wear for her first day on the boat. And the second one is two cops figure out how to kiss.
Mm.
Right, family drama on the high seas.
Yes. How about you?
Oh, a son finally stands up to his father.
That's good.
I just shot my dad.
Shot my dad. Finally gets over his daddy issues. Did you have one, Jeff?
I just said it.
I shot my dad.
Oh, I shot my dad.
Family drama
Solid.
on the high seas.
Not land shark.
Yeah.
That was fun. Saturday Night Live exists.
Yeah, in the world. Oh, yeah. I had to run that back because I was like, did he really just yell land shark
Yeah.
at that guy after hitting him
It's
in the
funny.
face?
It's funny that that's what you ran back and meanwhile missed a lot of
I
the
missed
plot.
so much of the plot.
And that you're like, I got it all. But you're like, hang on, did he just quote Saturday Night Live?
I had to run back the opening with the toy car because I wasn't sure if it was a toy car or not.
I did too. There was that. And then I also, at Landshark is when I turned the subtitles on too.
Yeah.
And you caught something that you were like, oh, I'm glad there were subtitles there.
Oh yeah, there was a scene at the end when the killer steals the boat and takes off.
Yeah.
Because the cops show up and Bruce Willis runs up to another boat and goes, "Get these cuffs off me." And then there's just a lot of chatter, so I never caught it before. But in the subtitles, the cop that you've never seen before, not Busfeld, the other cop that you never saw before, the captions show us that he says, "Why are you handcuffed?" And
that's really funny.
of course you would ask that. Generally speaking, if you see a guy in handcuffs, you're not going to think, I bet the bad guy did that and this is the good guy. Most of the time, the people handcuffed are the bad guy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
for like the fact that Busfeld's like, I don't know, like he's dragging his feet, but that first cop is just like, why are you handcuffed? I need to know that answer before I decide if I take these off or not. Because we don't know, they don't know each other.
He might be the killer.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I maybe laugh real hard because I never.
That's really funny.
Because you're not supposed to hear it. Because there's also that scene at the beginning when they first introduced Sarah Jessica Parker, and he leans in and whispers something to his boss.
Yeah.
But he whispers, "Is this some kind of joke or whatever?" But if you're the audience, we're not supposed to hear that.
Right.
But it is in the caption, so we get to see what he says. So there's
Okay.
a few times where the captions give you that extra thing.
Give some things. All right. Do we have any better titles for Striking Distance?
I came up with a few.
All right.
Reference to my comment earlier about Bruce Willis's face acting. Faces of Cop.
Faces of Cop.
Waffle incest. Cheaper by the dozen donuts. My big fat cop family. And then Sex in the Houseboat.
Ooh, there you go. I like that.
Right, the Marina. Sex in the Marina.
Sex in the Marina.
Captain Dad.
Ooh, Captain Dad. That's a good one.
That's all I got. Because there was 2 Captain Dads,
Yeah.
right? But one died right at the beginning.
Yeah.
He had to get out quick to go shoot Frasier.
Yeah.
Guys, can I just die at the beginning? I'm about to make a pilot with the guy from Cheers. I have high hopes.
I have On the River Blue Shield.
I mean, River Dog. They say River Dogs a few
River
times. Like
Dog.
that's not a
Yeah.
terrible name
It's not.
for this.
So close to Reservoir Dogs. You could call it Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. So they jump those boats in there. I wrote Die Easy.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I mean, nobody dies harder than the
nobody
bad
does
guy in this
hard.
movie.
Yeah. So this is Die Hard Was Taken.
That's what it should be called. Die Hard was
Die
taken.
Hard Was Taken. 86. There's like a number. And then I just have Land Shark Cop.
Yep.
Land Shark.
Solid.
Just Land Shark. All right. Let's do the Kevin Bacon game.
Cool.
Connect the leads.
You're first.
I'm
All right,
going
yeah, you go
first.
first.
All right. So
So we're going Bruce
Bruce
Willis
Willis.
to Don Johnson. The only rule is we can't use, like, Randall can't use the Bruce Willis movie you use
okay.
to get there. Like, we just can't repeat the same first jump.
So I have Pulp Fiction, Django.
Bruce Willis was in Pulp Fiction with who?
Well, it's Tarantino.
Right. You have to connect the actors.
Oh, the actors.
Yeah.
Then,
Well, I mean, then it's Tarantino.
Then-
He's in both. He
He's
acts in both, too.
he acts in it.
Is he in?
Yeah, he has an Australian accent in Django.
No, I know he's in Django. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. He is in Pulp Fiction.
He's the
He
guy
has
whose
the-
house.
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
has
is
the
just like, I
should
just
have.
want you to get out of my
Yeah.
fucking
That's
house.
right. That's right. Okay. Got it.
Uh,
Mine is
Yeah, he has that scene in Pulp Fiction that shouldn't be there. You don't remember?
you know?
Something about storage. Also, his wife's coming home.
Mine is Bruce Willis was in Sixth Sense with Toni Collette, in Knives Out with Don Johnson.
Oh, damn. All right. Because, all right, so I could use Knives Out too, but with a different actor.
Okay.
I have 3 one-hops, so I'm going to do the one that doesn't involve any of the ones you said. Because you also just added a step, so I'll clean yours up in a second. So I'm going to go, Bruce Willis was in The Expendables
Uh-huh.
with Mickey Rourke, who was in Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man with Don Johnson. Yours goes faster with Bruce Willis, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Sam Jackson,
Oh.
Django.
Oh, yeah.
And Christopher Plummer was also in Knives Out.
Yeah.
So Bruce Willis to 12 Monkeys
Oh.
to Knives Out.
Yeah.
I found 3 one-hops. But Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man is the one I'm most proud of because that's the most likely one we'll do on the show.
I want to. I want to watch that one again. It's been a while.
It's cool. Mickey
I've
Rourke
seen
still
it.
has the early Mickey Rourke face. Shaggy Don Johnson is always
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Mhm.
And he's real.
Real
He's
shaggy.
like super shaggy. Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
All right.
It's also very stupid, but it's awesome. It's a total me. If it's a me movie.
Okay.
All right. What Tom Petty song for this movie?
I'm going to go with Running Down a Dream.
Running Down a Dream.
Yeah, running down a drain.
I probably used this one before, but won't back down.
Probably used it. As far as I can tell, it's the only Tom Petty song you know.
I like that he's made that comment about you using that song and nothing about me using Running Down a Dream.
I feel like Running Down the Dream has been used a bunch. Just use
It's
the
the
same
only
one.
one I've used.
Just use the same one over and over.
I'm going to go with a Mudcrush song called Crystal River. Because it's a river movie.
Yeah.
And the song's about rivers. And it doesn't quite fit the tone, but it is about rivers. So that's the one I'm doing.
Oh, we didn't double feature.
Oh, yeah. Double feature. What's your double feature?
I had, originally it was the Sunny episode. But I'm actually going Minority Report.
Okay.
Dirty cops covering up a murder.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, what's yours?
Speed 2.
Speed 2. Boats.
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 Boat movie. I don't know. There's a cop.
Yeah, I don't have one. I think what I did yesterday was I watched this movie 2 times. That's the double
Just
feature.
watch it again.
Just watch it again. Yeah, it's fun. Like when I got home from the mics, I was excited that I was like, oh, I could watch most of this movie again.
Yeah.
All right. So do you guys have an alternate ending to this that you would have liked to have seen?
Yeah, I do. 2 less endings.
2 less endings.
It's the same ending, but you just stop it a little sooner.
Yeah.
Either he gets hit by the train or they, he should have just like choked him out and then threw him in the river and then just let that be. And then maybe he's dead, maybe he's not. But then like that's a better ending than continuing to almost kill him.
Yeah.
Over and over, like
Yeah.
he's fucking Michael Myers.
See, yes, I thought the whole time during the boat chase that he was going to ram him into, is it the rampart?
The
Yeah.
pillar?
On the bridge. Like that would be a great way. Make him crash.
Oh, they pretty much shot it for that, and then they were just like, "Nope, we're
Right.
gonna keep this going."
Right. And I'm like, no, just run him into the bridge and make him explode. That's great.
Totally what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah. Maybe that was the original ending. And then all the stuff after they had to reshoot. Because it did look a couple of times like that's what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Or
I like
they
the,
run into the thing and it just explodes when it lands.
Oh, man, we never even talked about the barge scene.
Oh yeah,
What was the goal of that? Like, they were hijacking a barge for money? There was money
What were they doing?
on the
Yeah.
barge somewhere? There was like two people worked on that boat and 3 people hijacked it.
Yeah.
And it's just a big fucking coal barge. Are they stealing the coal?
What are they gonna do?
Because they like when they're talking to him, they're asking about money.
They
like,
work for the other refinery.
right? They're up top like in Always Sunny when they fill the garbage cans with gas and they're
Yes.
like, look at us, now we own coal. All we gotta do is figure out how to sell it. We'll refine it and then sell it. We get into the coal market. What a wild, but just an extra action scene. Probably an add-in, probably a reshoot.
Yeah.
Some sort of. Well, it's been a lot of talking.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta make it not so boring.
Gotta have
Add
them do some
some-
stuff.
Some coal barge hijack.
I think the movie should have twisted with Bruce Willis's dad as the killer, and he's killing all of his exes.
Oh, he's killing his son's exes.
Yeah, I don't know why. I thought that would be cool. That's my.
That'd be harder to
alternate.
pull off since everyone saw his body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have to make that a little bit.
More
Bruce Willis
ambiguous.
wakes up from the car crash and they're like, your dad's gone.
Your dad's gone. He exploded.
Yeah, that bag over there is empty.
I think that's all of them. Did we watch this movie so you didn't have to?
No.
No, this movie's
This movie's
great.
fun.
Yeah, I think, it's fun.
It's really fun.
I say watch
If
it.
it's on something, if it's streaming on something, check it out.
Yeah. And if you're one of my very close friends and you have my Plex account, check it out.
Yeah, it's a fun time. It's 100 minutes. It moves.
Yeah. It's got a really good pace to it. I
It
wasn't
does.
bored.
It's very fun. It's just confusing enough that
Yeah.
even though we spoiled it, you probably won't know for sure what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe pay
You
attention.
watched it and didn't know.
I watched it and I was confused. So
So, yeah, this movie, it's got something for everybody.
All right. Do you want to throw it to the res?
Yeah, let's see what the Raz feels about it. All right, we're here with the Raz talking striking distance. It's all 4 of us, same room. What's up? How'd you feel about striking distance?
Hey man, I I like a good Bruce Willis movie, and I like a good young Sarah Jessica Parker movie.
Did you know about this movie before? Had you seen it before?
Never heard of it.
Wow.
Never, and I like Bruce Willis. Never heard of it.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah,
I've seen this movie a bunch of times. I wonder if I've seen this movie the most of anybody who's seen this movie. And
probably.
it's like maybe 4 times.
Yeah, I mean
more than the editor of the movie.
Yeah,
like, one cut, I'm good. I don't have to go back.
Yeah, he clearly didn't
checks
go
out.
back. There were several things he could have gone back for.
100%.
He locked it on the first.
Like that water
first pass.
splash.
So many times that guy doesn't die. What would you change? Like, how many changes have to be made to this movie for it to be great? I feel like it's close. Like, there's not that many changes to be great. That's not saying the movie is particularly close to great, but it's a couple of changes.
Right.
What would you change to make this movie better?
The name.
The name? Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I would change. I mean, you could probably swap out Sarah. You could probably swap out Sarah Jessica Parker. You could probably swap out a couple of the other actors. You could change some of the plot, I guess. Right? Like, I mean, it's an interesting thing. Like, clearly, look, spoiler alert. Obviously, the guy jumped off and he landed in the water, and immediately, I'm like, oh, that didn't fucking kill him.
Yeah, we all said the same thing.
I'm like, what is this? It's not a suicide. Jump down there and get him. He just jumped in the water. Why? This fucking brother is becoming an alcoholic and quitting the cops because his brother jumped into water.
Jumped in water.
Guy.
But that's how his mom
Guy,
died.
you're from Pennsylvania, guy.
They did.
That's not gonna hurt you. You're a guy from the blues from Midwest. You're not gonna be mad because your brother jumped in the water.
It's not developed as a red herring. Like, it's only done at the beginning where they go, we didn't find the body, and then it's never brought up again.
Mm-hmm.
Never brought up again. But then,
so it's not like the fact that he comes back should have been tipped a little bit, since they did set up 3 red herrings in the movie, even though one of them doesn't work on the audience. The Bruce Willis
which one? That one doesn't.
The Bruce Willis one, like, setting him up as maybe he did it. If it's not Bruce Willis, you might believe it. But setting, like, Tom Sizemore was too obvious, and Dennis Farina was a possibility, I guess. But just because of his how much he was trying to be an obstacle course for the.
It was, and then the internal affairs came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden she's not really a cop, and she's just been checking on. It's been 2 years later. Why he got demoted to the river police? Why do they even have her coming back into the play?
Right.
Why did they start checking on him 3 weeks ago or whatever?
100%. Like, none of that made sense. The fact that she was an undercover.
Do we do this on the show or just in real life? It should have been. He'd be like, "Oh, we've had people checking on him the whole time. There aren't river cops.
Yeah.
Everybody who works with is IA. We invented this to keep an eye on him."
So we did the Shutter Island.
Keep an eye?
That'd make more sense. Shutter Island. He's not even really a cop.
Right, but even that is like he got dropped. He lost his badge apparently for calling the cops out. Like, and they caught the guy. So what are you even checking on him for?
Yeah,
you allegedly caught the guy, and now you demoted him to riverboat police, and he's been there for 2.5 years. Why are you suddenly checking on him because he's a drunk cop to make sure he's doing his job?
Maybe the timing is based on when they start finding bodies, but it feels like the 3 weeks or whatever was before they started finding bodies or whatever it was, or was it around? Maybe it was because the bodies came out and they were like, maybe it's him.
I guess, but she was already kind of working with him, right?
Yeah, but Dennis Farina is the one who engineered it, and he's the only person in the movie that knows Bruce Willis didn't do it.
Right. And he's still mad at him because of his son, but also he's mad at Bruce Willis for saying that same son was a bad cop.
And he was.
Right.
So he
and he was a murderer.
So this is his cover story is to maintain his why I don't like Bruce Willis, even though he's the one guy who should be like, we should cut him some slack. He was right about everything. Killer was a cop. His cousin was a dick.
Right. Nothing about it makes. I mean, it wasn't. And then he's killing people, but he's also got a toy cop car. Like, what are we doing?
The toy cop car.
Right from the
You're
beginning.
you're playing. You're playing Little Red Riding Hood while you're killing. Like, come on. Using a cop's taste. Like, come on.
It's circling. It's like a plane that's circling right above. There's a great movie right here. It's close. It just hasn't landed.
Right.
It doesn't have clearance to land.
Right.
Just need to clear it out a little bit and fix some stuff. I was talking to Dave about this and this thing because we talked about it a little bit early in the episode, but this came out since then. I think the movie works better because first of all, SJP you put in like Sandra Bullock or something, like somebody who seems more like a cop.
Right.
Take out Murphy Brown's house painter, put Tom Sizemore in that role, put Bruce Willis in the Tom Sizemore role, and then put Michael Keaton in the Bruce Willis role, and then your red herrings all work.
Right. Yeah.
Then there are four possibilities there, and you would never forget that Tom Sizemore might be the killer because he's Tom Sizemore.
Right. Yeah. It just some of the castings didn't work as far as them trying to set up that they were bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
The Michael Keaton thing, though, when Dave said Michael Keaton, that really was like, fuck, this should have been a Michael Keaton movie.
Yeah.
He's from Pittsburgh.
Or, I mean, even like Mr. Brooks, Kevin Costner. He was too young back then, but like somebody.
Yeah, he was probably the right age, 92.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
That's right around Waterworld.
Yeah, he would have been good.
Right, The War, A Perfect World. Those movies were right then, early 90s. All right, so what did you think? How many times do you think that the guy should have died at the end before he really died?
Guy, dude.
Less?
Dude,
Less than
I
this?
I still don't think he's dead to this day.
I don't either. Guy can't die.
That was my sequel idea.
He's the best. He's the best cop.
He's the best cop. Jimmy's the best cop. Everybody knows it when he makes him say it.
Jimmy's the best cop.
He almost dies. He doesn't die like 6 times. And you think he's gonna. It's too many.
Too many times.
Too many not to die. What
Sounds like a Bond movie.
Too many not to die.
Too many times. Too many times not dead. Too many not dies.
Too many not dies.
Yeah, so did we watch this so you don't have to? What do you think of it?
Yeah, I think so. I think you don't need to watch it. I think there's better. I think there are better, cop thriller twisty movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's better Bruce Willis movies.
I agree with everything.
There's one better Sarah Jessica Parker. There's 2 better Sarah Jessica Parker movies.
Is one of them Hocus Pocus?
One of them is Hocus Pocus.
Okay. Is the other Mars Attacks?
I guess that one was all right. Wasn't she in Footloose too, or what other one was she in?
She was in Footloose and she's in L.A. Story. Those were the 2 I was gonna guess.
Okay, so yeah, she's got 3 good movies.
Yeah, a handful. This is not.
Yeah,
or
or put her husband who murdered 2 people in a movie with them. You know what I mean? Like use that. Everybody forgets. I'm gonna remind everybody that Matthew Broderick killed 2 people and got away with it.
In real life?
Yeah.
In real life.
It was a car accident.
Thing.
Car accident. Under the influence.
I don't know.
Drinking heavily. Him and Jennifer Grey, and they got off scot-free.
Damn.
In Ireland, I believe. Overseas somewhere.
Wow. All right, good for them. What? All right, so that's striking distance. What?
Great way to end.
Not to bring the room down, but if you're listening to this while you're driving, please don't consume alcohol.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Or get in a car
is that your
with
sign up?
Matthew
Your sign
Broderick.
off this time is that don't drink and drive sign up.
That's my sign off. Don't drink and drive, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, cars or boats.
Yes.
If it has a steering wheel and an accelerator, do not drink.
Right.
Well,
absolutely.
All right. Well, that's striking distance with the Raz. We'll see you next time, man. right, that was the Rads. This is Striking Distance. Next week, we're doing Live Wire, starring Pierce Brosnan, TV's Remington Steele, as part of our Movies That Star TV Stars. So Live Wire, he's like a bomb squad cop.
Bomb Cop's already a great alternate title.
Bomb cop. It's very, I can't wait. We'll be talking about it soon. So check out Live Wire, check out our Patreon, and
I can't wait for all of your alternate titles that are all James Bond themed.
All James Bond.
Right.
Yeah, challenge accepted.
All right, so we'll see you next week. You guys got anything to plug?
Just my other podcast, Love Hate Laughs, on all platforms, YouTube, Spotify.
And then the other shows that I do, Unlock This, Anytime Now, Ghosts and Hoes, What's More Metal, and check out Not That Late Show.
All right. Well, I think this is coming out the second week of July. So
Sounds right.
if you're listening to it the day it drops, I'm in Bloomington, Indiana at the Comedy Attic, the 11th and 12th. This comes out on the 11th. So if you're near there, come by tonight. And if you're a little further away, then plan for tomorrow night. And if you're listening to this on Sunday or Monday, you missed a great weekend. I had a bunch of dope new shit. And then August 1st, Leisure Club, Columbus, Ohio, August 2nd. Norwood, Ohio, at that outdoor comedy thing. I wish I had more information, but if you live near Norwood, if you know what any of those words mean, you can find out the rest of it pretty quick. So we'll see you next week for Livewire. Meeting adjourned.